and welcome to your Monday edition of Kickback with Kelly and Barbara. How was your weekend?
It was great. I got to see you. We hung out. She can't get rid of me, by the way.
I thought with
Now
phase
that-
2, maybe I'd be able to shake her off a bit, but she's
No.
always over.
I was there with you Monday to Friday when we were filming the morning show. And now that we are doing it 3 times a week, I'm seeing you more than that. Woohoo! I'm even there on the weekends. It's great.
Fun times. Do you not have anyone to go out with?
Yeah, so I have. I've gone out 3 times since phase 2 happened. That's all I want.
Okay.
I'm not going out that much. I am teaching again though.
Oh, that's good. But
It's interesting.
how are your friends or you, how are you guys dating? I mean, obviously married, kid, I don't do this thing. Like, how's the whole dating scene looking like if people aren't really going out, or are they all going out?
No, I think they're still going out. People have, from what I've heard, I don't know this. I don't know what you're talking about. But a lot of people were forming companionships during circuit breaker. They were getting to know each other. There were a lot of like virtual dates and stuff like that. So now they've kind of got into the whole, okay, we can meet. Let's arrange a time to grab a coffee. They're easing into it very, very slowly. They're not like going out for drinks or anything like that. They're taking it very casually first. It's almost like these serious baby steps, very different dynamic
Very
post-circuit breaker.
tentative.
Yes.
But you
Don't
see, the
blame
whole
them.
dating scene has really, really changed, not just sort of with the introduction of different apps in the past few years, but also sort of because of COVID, when all you can really do is talk to people online. I almost feel like we've gone way back to when we were really young and just sort of like starting to text people and like just talking to them all the time on like Messenger or ICQ?
IBM? No, not IBM,
No.
sorry. Okay, anyway, so a lot of the time when we have like dating episodes, we tend to talk about like women, how can we help you, and how can you get a date and stuff like that. And we thought we'll rock the boat a little bit. We want to have something a bit more different.
That's right. So today joining us on the show is our first male dating consultant instead, Marcus
Join us,
Neo. We're going to get you
Marcus.
come join us on set. Thanks for taking time out to share your knowledge and insight with us.
Yeah, no worries.
So how did you become a dating consultant? It doesn't seem like the #1 list of like, you know what, when I grow up, I want to be a dating consultant.
Right, for me, so back in my teens, I was kind of the more introverted, more logical kind of person. So like dating for me was something that I had to kind of like figure out step by step, as opposed to, for the average person on the street, right? Like for them, it might be something that's natural or comes naturally to them. But for me, I had to like, hit the books, look at some psychology and figure it out like step by step, yeah.
So your process into this was a little bit different. So of course we did our research on you, and your ex-girlfriend broke up with you when you were 19, such a tender age. And then from there you realized that you wanted to learn a little bit more about the female psyche, how to get dates. And then you embarked on this entire journey, learning about what it takes to get to know a woman.
Yes.
Right? So tell us a little bit about that journey. It's so interesting.
So yeah, like my ex-girlfriend broke up with me, and so for a couple years straight, I was in the army, and when you're in the army, you're bald and you can't get dates and stuff. So I was kind of lucky to have a 9 to 5 kind of role in the army. So I took all the extra time that I had to kind of just read up about psychology, female psychology, or social dynamics, if you will. And slowly but surely, like things just started to piece together. You just testing out different techniques or whatever you want to call it. And ultimately what I figured out is it's not so much of like focusing on like trying to get tactics to like, to like game the opposite sex or whatever you want to call it, but to actually understand your own behavior so that you can control what you can control, which is your own behavior, right? You can't control if the person across you is doesn't like you, but you can control like perhaps like how well you dress or like the way you come across, or like the number of women you speak to when you're out in a social gathering. So that's personally my approach and how I kind of got to where I am today.
So who usually comes to you for help then?
So you get varied customers. So I get really young guys in their university days to CEOs.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's quite a varied demographic. Yeah.
I like it. Like it seems like it's nice. It's very progressive. It seems like men at least know that there's something that needs to change. And like you said, you can't change anyone else. You can only change yourself. So in that sense, then, what is the entire process like in terms of how you help them? Do they come to you and go, I have no dates? Or do they come to you and like, there's this girl I like and I would like some help?
So yes, there are different clients that come to me with different problems. So to give a good example would be, the first one would be, okay, to use the example that you cited, I have no dates at all versus there's this girl that I really like, I just want to get her. Ultimately, what I tell them is, whether you have no dates or not, or there's this girl that you really like that doesn't like you back, you have to get competent at the skill set of meeting, dating, attracting women independent of whatever external circumstances that you are facing, right? But whether be it you have no dates or this girl doesn't like you, that's you're focusing on a problem, but the solution is to actually get better with dating overall, right? Which is the way you dress, conversational strategies, and etc. etc. So yeah.
It almost sounds like a little bit of a formula that you've got going.
There's no formula, but there are general frameworks and principles. I mean, if everybody was, if I had a formula, then I would be, getting maybe like the most a celebrity as my girlfriend, right? But that doesn't happen, right? Yeah.
Okay, so just before we go for a date, because we've got someone else coming on in the second segment of the show.
Just before we go for a date.
Just before we go for a date.
Date, not break.
Oh, right. Just before we go for a break, which could be a date, I suppose. What would you say is the number one thing that people need to get right in order to present themselves better?
I think I'll say this from a Singaporean context. I think Singaporeans are generally, we are educated people, we're smart, well educated. But I think what's kind of lacking, that, in my opinion, is a bit of empathy. So I think for Singaporeans, like the best thing that they can do is to kind of learn more empathetic skill sets, and I think that will help a lot.
Wow. All right. Well, we are going to go for a break, not a date. When we come back, we've got Cheryl Tay in with us, talking about it from that female perspective and a little bit about her experience dating over the last few years. This is Kickback with Kelly and Barbara. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to Kickback with Kelly and Barbara. Joining us now on set is none other than Cheryl Tay, content creator and wearer of many hats, because you're a fitness trainer, you run Rock the Naked Truth. We've actually spoken to you about this before. So positive body image movement. You are a writer. You are an editor. You are all sorts. And you also have been looking for love online.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I was like, all of that and single.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about how dating has changed for you over the past few years.
Wow, I think, okay, in school, it was easier, right? Because you have your schoolmates, you have your friends of friends. But as you start going out to work, whoever you meet tends to revolve around like what you work or where you work, what you work as or where you work at. So for me, it's like, because I have so many different types of jobs, I meet all different kinds of people. And as you get older, the pool gets smaller. So it becomes harder and harder for you to date.
Yeah.
So for me, like I turned to dating apps. Like I've tried, I don't know, at least 4 or 5 of them already.
And I feel like it's really different because you always see in the movies and in the TV shows, like a group of friends, they'll go for a night out and then they'll just talk to people. They'll just talk to strangers. And that just does not happen in real life, yo.
No one has ever asked for my number in public before. Like never.
Right?
Yeah.
It's maybe it's a Singapore thing, right? Like we just don't.
I'm just
practice it
sitting
here.
here going,
Kelly's
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
So what about like how has the digital age treated you when it's come to dating?
Okay. The thing about dating apps is that it's very. I don't think it's very superficial. if
Do you
I
think
can
people
find the word.
hide behind this?
Yeah, number one, you
Screen.
don't even know if the people are using their real pictures or not. Like, they can be catfishing, for example, right? And then, I mean, you get people putting like Beckham, so I'm like, yeah, right. Or like Trump, I'm like, what? You know, and then you don't know whether it's real or not. Two, is like you speak to them virtually, right? So you don't even, they can be faking a personality or they can be a really old person pretending to be young. So there's a lot of danger in there actually. But I remember in my first 3 months of using Tinder, I met 12 people
Wow.
in
That's a great
Do you have a
percentage
lot
rate.
of free time?
that
or
was
like
that was 4 to 5 years ago. Like I think I was new to it, so I was just like, okay, me. Now I'm like, okay, I will chat with you a bit longer first, and then like see whether it's worth my time. Because like it's very tiring.
But you've also had some really awkward experiences. I mean, we've got some
So we've got
great
some
compilations.
snapshots of your Tinder conversations, and we just want you to talk us through like how these were. So let's go on to our first awkward Tinder conversation. This is a COVID one, I think. Or
You
no?
look,
This was
you look
during COVID.
sporty.
You look sporty, girl.
Okay, so my profile pictures are like of my different interests. I have me on a bike, I have me on a motorbike, on a bicycle, on my wakeboarding, running.
Yeah.
So I think you can see that
Can
I'm quite a
tell,
sporty
right?
person, right? So this guy goes, hey, you look sporty. And so naturally I go like, thank you. Do you do sports too? And he goes, I can do you as a sport.
I'm like, wow. Crickets. You can hear the crickets
Okay,
going.
to be fair, it's quite funny. But
No,
Did you?
No, it's not. And this might be me being a little bit of a grandma here. I don't know about you. What do you think of that sort of pickup line, Marcus?
I think it's funny, but it's too sexualized for like the first 5 texts. Like that's
Yeah,
my
yeah,
personal
Right.
opinion.
exactly.
No, not
Yeah.
only that. At the end of it, he laughed at his own joke.
oh yeah, that's true.
Okay, let's go to the next one. This is a
Want to have fun or already had? Define fun. So much
in
you
mood
see,
now.
Grammar, yeah.
yeah, I'm just like that. That for me, like grammar. No,
know,
you've got to
yeah,
be able to
throws me
speak
off.
and type properly. Marcus, what do you think?
Same comments. I think it's sexualized way too early in the interaction.
You see, I
Like,
like your thinking. I like the fact that like this.
It's okay to be a prude about these things.
Yeah,
like,
I'm a
you
total
do not
prude.
need to mention getting jiggy with it in the first 3
Yes,
seconds.
Exactly, that's my point. Like, at some point, we're all adults, right? But the thing is, you don't come up front and like put it up
Bow,
front, right?
bow,
But
bow, bow.
But at the same time, I think it's also good that they're honest and they tell you first instead of leading you on and wasting your time and going on dates and like, yeah, you know.
But I feel like
just
this
wasn't
is-
looking for anything real.
This is not quite honesty. This is just weird. All right, let's go. Next one.
Okay,
Oh, I
you're
thought
too
this was
hot for
cute.
me to initiate. Oh, bless. That kind of sounds really sweet.
And then we go, no, don't say that. I'm serious though. How's your day so far? Okay, so what happened with this one? Because it seemed like it was going quite well.
Yeah, but
Her face says otherwise.
Her face says, I'm bored.
Yeah.
no, because the other thing is after that they start ghosting you. Like you think it's going really well. You're like, oh, you know, we are picking up a conversation here, and then they just go,
MIA.
Bye.
yeah, and then I'll try to like, hi, how are you? Are you there? And I'm like, you know what, forget it. But it's just very weird. Like it felt okay, right?
So,
like,
so I've had a lot of friends who have had this experience as well, where
Yeah.
you have
Marcus is still
genuine-
looking at it going,
so there are conversations where they've gone like, okay, these conversations are going well. They're talking to each other about things about their daily lives and getting to know each other, and then they just poof.
so
Why?
Yeah, why? What's going on?
So specifically for this conversation, right, I would say that I think the male here has fallen into like an interview mode where you just question mark, and I think that leads to like the boredom, and there's no chemistry generated, or like you don't elicit any emotions, and hence, you know, it just dries out after a while. That's my opinion.
Actually,
Yeah.
that's a very good
Yeah,
point.
that's
The
true.
fact that because it's an interview, that there's no emotion.
Kind of dies out.
Right.
All right, let's see what this next one has to offer.
There's so much juice. If you want more juice, right, all you need to go is go to Cheryl's Instagram page.
Yeah.
She's actually got a highlight button, and you can just go and see.
Holding.
This is very PC already. Okay.
Okay.
Told my mom you're my new girlfriend, so we've got to meet up sometime soon.
You be the
Oh,
guy,
wow.
I'll be Cheryl.
Okay, sure. Told my
Um,
mom you're my new girlfriend. We've got to meet up sometime soon.
Oh, I hope she likes tan girls. Send her my love and lots of hugs and kisses.
Hugs back. Had to say she loves pink bikes as well, but triathlons less so.
Ha 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 ha. I'm a hardcore pig fan and I can't believe you like durian. I'm not a fan of that, unfortunately.
Good, I'll eat your portion. It sounds like my relationship with my husband, not like you can eat my durian.
And then
Or
it
was
died
that
out
a sexual
again.
innuendo? I don't know.
Oh, you asking me? Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think so. I
No.
think it's literally like if someone tells me that they don't like mushrooms, when I tell someone that I don't like mushrooms, they just say, great, then there's more for them, which is fine. I think that's almost like relationship status. But I don't like
Well,
the fact that-
apparently he just assumed that you were going to be his girlfriend.
Yeah,
I think
that's
he was
why I
trying to
played
be-
along, you see. So
yeah, I
played
thought
back,
he was
yeah.
trying to be funny.
No, then he turned out to be not funny at all. But I
Right.
think the thing is because when you're on Tinder, you have options. So I think that's why people start ghosting very quickly because they're like, oh, this girl's cute, talk to her. Then suddenly, oh, a cuter one comes by.
Like something new and shiny
Yeah,
came
and there's
along.
no need to be accountable. There's no need to go like, okay, thanks, I've talked to you, I don't talk to you anymore. There's no need for
Actually,
that.
I've met people who are like overly accountable.
So Marcus, I've got a question for you then. Because obviously COVID, people aren't really meeting up. A lot of people have transitioned and gone online to Tinder when they maybe might not have previously. What's the difference in terms of that sort of interaction and finding people and meeting people?
Okay, so to add on to what she said, right, I think it works vice versa as well. So
Yeah.
like females have also a lot more options. You know, it works the same way, right? So you do get ghosted as well. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. Or
Yeah, I guess like it's just very, I don't know, I find it very strange how people have just transitioned to this new sort of way of meeting people and how this suddenly and ghosting people suddenly is just an option.
yes, yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, if you were stuck on a date with someone physically, like you wouldn't have anywhere else to
You
go.
don't have an out.
You can't just be like, I'm gonna go to the toilet and then leg it. Like you can't do that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but here, like you just let people go. So how would someone try and either reinitiate conversation, especially if they actually
could
found
someone, yeah.
that they have quite enjoyed the chatting process and that they've actually felt like they created a connection? Because it's not like, you know, earlier on you were saying how like you can only change yourself,
Yeah.
right? But if you're doing this virtually, how do you do that?
So I would say you do have to have a profile that kind of stands out against all the online dating cliches. And then when you try to initiate a conversation or you're having a conversation, try not to fall into the cliches that we've spoken about. That's my personal take on how you should go about doing it.
And so how would you advise someone to pursue Cheryl?
Yeah, okay, so we got a challenge for you, right? Let's say someone contacted you and they're like, Marcus, I need some help. I met this girl and he describes Cheryl, basically, right? She's a little bit loud, she's a little bit funny, she's super sporty, like quite casual, not too uptight about anything. She seems like a fun girl. How would you advise him to pursue someone like Cheryl? Go.
That's pretty much it. That's a tough question, but what I would say is there's no surefire formula of like, okay, if she's outspoken and loud and sporty, you have to have this personality trait in order to generate chemistry with someone like that.
Uh-huh.
What I'll say is the same thing that I'll say to everyone. All you can do is to kind of put your best feet forward. Maybe you have some personality traits that's not highlighted in your online dating profile, or you don't highlight it enough in your dates, and try to highlight it. But ultimately, you can't really control if you get along with someone, and you can't really game the personality traits. If someone is soft, should you be loud on a date to kind of because opposites attract, right? But it doesn't really happen that way because I've tested it myself. So
I like this
yes.
tried, tested method thing.
So yeah, it's just
all your advice is based on your own experience, is it?
I mean, generally what I see in my peers as well, or even some of my clients, they'll be like kind of obsessed over this one girl, and they're like, oh, she's this way. Should I change my approach to do this tactic? Should I be loud in this? But it doesn't work. It's like it's so like even if you fake it till you make it, like what happens in the long run?
Yeah.
When you just regress back to your own personality.
Awesome. Slide
Be
into my DMs.
yourself.
There you go.
Okay.
Well,
Cheryl's telling you exactly how you can.
if you need some help, your go-to man now is Marcus Neo. He's able to help you out if need be. Marcus, thank you so much for sharing just those little tips and tricks. I think that will help people go a long way into just, presenting
Easing.
themselves a little better and easing back into phase 2 and dating in real life once again. Cheryl, we're going to keep you around for a little while longer.
Okay.
It's time for you guys to get sweaty with us in our last segment of Kickback with Kelly and Barbara. Don't go anywhere.
Step right up, draw the next cut. Be one of the pack, we're animals, so get along with everybody else. Is the ship sinking? I've been thinking. Are we sinking? I've been thinking. Been a little time to get along. Wake up call, throw the next up. Be one of a kind, original. Don't be another sign of the times. Fight. Wanna know the secret? We get on. Wanna know the secret? We get on. Try to find the feeling we belong. It's all for one and all for fun.
Hello and welcome back to Kickback with Kelly and Barbara. We are at the segment where we get to sweat it out a little bit. Cheryl Tay is still with us. I am suffering from really, really bad muscle aches, so whatever I do today is going to be regressed form. I'm just trying to defend myself a little bit here. If I look like I'm in pain, I am in pain.
Right. So essentially what we're going to be doing is a 4-minute workout. 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. And Cheryl, we can just repeat these moves 3-4 times through to get a really good workout, right? So why don't you tell us what we're doing?
Okay, so the first one, are we going to just, am I going to demo all four?
Yeah, we can.
or-
No, we can do it as we're going along.
Okay,
So the first
first
exercise.
one, let's do burpee plank jacks.
Okay. Let's go.
Ready? So go legs out,
Out.
plank jacks
Plank.
twice,
Plank.
Wait,
Hiya.
in, and jump. Woohoo. Let's go.
There is so much pain here. I'm not aiming to be in sync with you guys at this point in time.
Make sure you shoot your legs back all the way out before you open and close the legs. So
Good job, guys. Well done.
Hey,
I love how Barbara's just like,
cheering us on.
yeah. And last rep.
Sure, it's flying all over the place.
Wardrobe
more than I should be.
And time.
Okay, 20
Okay.
seconds rest before we go into the next one. What's the next
The
exercise,
next one
Cheryl?
is a push-up with 2 shoulder taps.
Okay.
Should be fine, no legs.
Yeah,
no
no legs.
excuses.
Okay, I'll do
Okay.
it. I promise.
In 10 seconds. Whew. So ladies, you can go on your knees. Guys, knees off the ground. Chest to the floor.
Kelly,
And
why are
here
you on
we
your
go.
knees?
I'm not.
I'm just
It's
aching
not,
all
it's
over.
not.
There were so many push-ups yesterday as well.
What do you not work out?
Core.
Okay.
Oh, good. The next one's the
The
core
next one,
exercise, right?
yeah, you are going to lead it then.
I should keep breathing.
Yes. So for this, try not to rock your hips too much when you're doing the shoulder taps. Let your hips drop this way. Just go down.
Are we at time yet? Oh gosh. No, not yet.
Another 5 seconds to go.
Keep breathing. No, I'm just gonna stop talking.
And
as
time.
well.
Woo.
Okay, next one, we're going to do a spider. So get into a high plank position. And then you bring your knee to your elbow. This way.
Very nice.
And keep your hips down. So I don't want to see people doing this. I don't know what the hell that is. So here.
Okay. Okay.
3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Barbara, no excuse.
Okay.
Pick it up, pick it up.
Come away.
Hey, you only done 2. I thought you didn't work your core.
So what
Yeah,
would
but
the regression
Still
be
doing
then?
arms.
Cheryl, what would the regression be?
You can put your knees down. And then you just pick it up this way.
No, there's not much work being done if I do it that way.
Goodness me. Last 10 seconds.
Oh my god, it's all in the arms. It's all in the arms.
And the core.
Put it into your core.
And rest.
Oh yeah, okay, I'm good for that.
Okay.
Okay.
The last one,
more.
you might. Yeah, so we're gonna do 2 squats. So shoulder width apart. And you're gonna pretend you're sitting on a chair. So go squat 1, 2, and then go into a pulse. 1, 2, and then squat again. So Barbara, it's just squats.
It's just squat.
Just squat. It's
Good
okay.
legs.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Let's go.
Go. So
Oh,
1, 2, and then pulse.
Oh.
Hey!
1,
2, and then pulse at the bottom. So the
Pulse.
pulse is just a very minimal movement.
I feel like Barbara needs to do a penalty after this.
Yes,
Oh, there goes my
20
hips.
burpees. Let's go, 20 seconds more. Keep the chest up,
Yeah.
stand up straight at the top.
Pulse. I'm not in sync with you guys, am I?
No.
No, 5 more seconds, come on. Almost there. Woo!
And rest.
Okay.
Yay!
I would high five you, but we can't touch.
There we go. All right. Thank you so much for joining us on Kickback with Kelly and Barbara. What have we got on Wednesday?
Oh, we've got an exciting one coming up on Wednesday.
It's all about the virtual real estate nowadays. Everything's virtual.
Exactly. So for those of you who are looking to buy a house online, you're not sure how it all works, we're looking at the new technologies that are being put in place in order to help you buy smart whilst you're buying virtual as well. But that's all we got for today.
Okay. All right. Bye. I'm out of breath.
Oh, she's done.
Thank you so much, Cheryl, for joining us.
I was just
Thank
going
you
to say.
for joining us as well.
Thanks, Cheryl, for joining us. Make sure you try out that workout. Repeat it 3 times through to get a really nice 15-minute sweat. And from Barbara and myself, that's it for today. We'll see you on Wednesday at 8 p.m. This has been Kickback with Kelly and Barbara. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Squats, Barbara. Come on, let's go.
She's like, whatever lah, bye.